Hello everybody! Sorry if my voice is a bit froggy or generally if I sound a little out of it. I'm still sick. It's a full week after I recorded that last video, but I haven't completely gotten better. This is about the last thing I showed you from the last sketchbook tour, right? I've just finished filling up this sketchbook, so this is going to be a sketchbook tour, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit about, well, all the stuff in here. So, first I was kind of, a lot of what I do in the sketchbook is kind of practicing / exploring and kind of figuring out what kind of stuff I'd like to start working on for my full pieces next. So what I was thinking was I wanted to get working on some cats, and this is what led to some of the bookmarks that I'll be showing you in a couple of weeks that I've been working on. But I've always had a hard time drawing cats because I really like cats, but I haven't drawn them much because I just have had a hard time getting the shapes down. So I was practicing a little bit, using a lot of Pinterest for inspiration / kind of figuring out how to draw the right shapes. So if you're looking to figure out how to draw something you've been having a hard time with and haven't been able to figure out on your own, Pinterest is a great source. There's tons of diagrams and like how-tos on there with a bunch of there's people forms, there's cat forms, and all sorts of different positions. So you can try that. Oh, and then there's this. Well, let's start with this one. Take Me Away. I was feeling not so good, so I thought I would draw. I usually draw maybe 1 or 2 illustrations every weekday, or take up 1 or 2 pages every weekday. And if something's more complicated like this one and it's going to take longer, I do like half of it one day and then do a quicker one on the same day and then finish up the longer one some other time. But I try to have at least one for every day, every weekday until I finished, and that helped me fill this sketchbook a lot. That's a lot of what helped me fill this up. So this one's about the stuff I use to kind of escape when I'm not feeling good. So the YouTube a lot, and books and music. And then this is rendering of kind of how I feel when I'm not doing well. Anxiety's kind of different, but this is a kind of illustration of what I imagine depression's kind of like. Sometimes it really helps me to picture the feelings in a physical sort of sense. Somehow that kind of helps me to deal with them and kind of separate them from myself, like it's not actually me and it's not real. Like these feelings, this depression is something outside of me that's sucking away at me and trying to pull me down, but it's not an accurate representation of reality. So this is kind of how I feel it is like sometimes. I'm actually going to do a full piece on this, so I'll talk a lot more about that when I actually do that. And then this, oh yeah, this is basically a rendition of my heart with all the little icky black bits that are sadness and nasty things trying to get in, but there's no room because there's all these other things, like that's Tiny Bucks Tim, and then I kind of interpreted various YouTubers' signatures, like Louise. She always uses a heart and does hers in cursive when she signs her books, and then Dan and Phil's, and then Tom Scott, how he signs his, and then I just put in some names that I didn't know how they usually write things, and then Emily Rada, my favorite author, Ceaseless, another favorite author, Star Trek, and oh yeah, that's J.R.R. Tolkien's, how he does his little symbol that's all his initials. It's really cute. So yeah, what is that? That might be Markiplier's signature. I bet it is, because like I remember I think he's the one whose name his signature doesn't look a thing like his name, but it's got Tiny Bucks Tim by it, so I remember who that was. So that's one of the more hopeful ones I've got in there. And then this, I enjoyed quite a lot. Her legs are funny looking, and I didn't do a whole lot on her body shape because this paper is weird. It's hard to erase on. Like, it rubs away the paper when you try to erase on it, so I don't do a lot of illustrations that I would have to erase a ton like I usually have to do with body forms, because it takes a long time to figure out how they would be shaped, but it's not too bad. And I really like her hair is kind of based on a figurine that I bought a while ago that I really liked how her hair was falling over her face, and then I really enjoyed drawing the fairy wings. I've been trying to get a handle on how to draw wings and stuff, just because I like them so much. I like other people's drawings of them. I also really like lanterns and what are they? Not lotus flowers, although I love those. Water lilies. Water lilies are super. I really love those. This is a drawing of an actual piece of clothing that somebody did for like I'm not sure if it's exactly cosplay, because I don't think it's not based on an actual character's outfit. It's just something somebody made up. So this is a drawing of an actual piece of clothing that would be like for a Renaissance fair or something like that. And I really enjoyed doing that. I really like the puff sleeves especially, but also all the designs on the leather and everything. I love that. Yeah, and the swirly cape. I might have added the swirly cape. I'm not sure if that was part of the real outfit. But this, as you saw in my last sketchbook tour, I like to do kind of, in a lot of East Asian paintings and such, traditional ones, there's a lot of these hills that go like, this would be like this, so I really find those things inspiring, so I've been kind of drawing stuff like that and putting on waterfalls and little villages, and I'm planning on kind of like having a dragon like carved into the rock sort of, and then more hills in the background, with this being a lake, and just kind of a rough sketch planning of what I might do for a full piece sometime. And then a dragon, which I was too lazy to finish the scales on, but I like drawing him. I think that was when I was reading Temeraire, so I was really into dragons and stuff. And then this is my own shape for a koi fish. I love koi fish. That I kind of made from a conglomeration of other artists. Kind of working on what I had interpreted from theirs and then making my own shape, and kind of corally fins and stuff. And then this is a study of how to draw lilies. Yeah, which it doesn't look a thing like the original because it's not very well done, but it's based on another painting. And then, oh, this was when I was reading, what's it called? Ranger's Apprentice, the ones with the Viking people, the Scandians. So I got inspired to draw a Scandian wolf ship with a little wolf thing there, and then all the different designs on the shields going along. And then some butterflies, which I think I'd been taking pictures of butterflies or something. And then this is my own original outfit design that's kind of inspired by these desert people I'm imagining for my stories, who are kind of based on a combination of the, in the latest Zelda video game, what's it called, Breath of the Wild, there's this desert people where only women are allowed in the city, and they're kind of big, tough people, so it's kind of based on a mix of that and the Black Panther warrior women type outfits and stuff with their spears and shields and everything, so that was fun. And then here's more practicing drawing koi fish. And then what's this? Oh, this is just a kind of study of different patterns to like just for practice and stuff. And then this is various symbols that are involved in my stories, and then more practice with shapes, and then a phoenix, because I was really thinking about phoenixes. I don't know what I was having cramp pain, so I thought I needed to draw that. And then this is working on ideas for the background of my mermaid piece, which is on my channel now. And then over here we have a phoenix dress, which is kind of how I imagine one of my characters would have her coronation in, to be queen, because phoenixes are kind of a symbol of change and stuff, and she's going to be like a reformer queen type. So, and then these are the eyes of all the main characters, or several of the main characters of the short stories I'm working on now. And then this is fan art of Manus from the Del Toro Quest series. And what's this? Oh, just some more practicing of hands and ears, which these are, these hands and ears are the hands and ears of these characters. So I was kind of in a mood. And then I read a book that I'll be telling you about in my July wrap-up, that's added on something I read in June, and it's, what's it called? The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one, and it's all about angry feminism, basically, and there's a lot of imagery about witches and stuff, so I got super inspired to draw witch type stuff, like a bubbling cauldron and a pyre, and then various hats that I'm thinking some witches might wear, some more traditional ones, but also kind of like little berets and floppy hats and things that might be a modern witch's clothes. And then here's a dark forest that's also inspired by that book, which I'd really like to make a piece out of, and this one too, angry, creepy wolf. And then what's this? Oh, murdering, killing. Oh yeah, oh I love that book. Various weapons, and then a bunch of gravestones of bad people is what that is. And then some witches' broomsticks. I'd like to fill in some more different shaped potion bottles eventually. And then this is kind of a base for a more detailed book that I never got around to exploring. Oh, and this is based on a very pretty drink I saw in a Bones episode. I don't know what it's called, but I really love the graduation of colors and also the shape of the glass it's in with the strawberry and the ice. And then I've also been doing studies of faces, how to draw faces. I like to get better at that, so this is practicing an eye and a seashell. And then, oh, this is kind of inspired by the fact I was going to Orcas and the beach that next week, and then this and the next few illustrations are based on a dream I had because I wanted to remember the imagery, so that's hard to explain, but yeah, a lot of very weird stuff, more koi fish involved of course, and ladies on mats and arrows flying and giant golden doors with inscriptions and all sorts of stuff. And then here's kind of a rundown of what the dream was about in poetic form, which I actually had a lot of fun writing. And then here's some more practicing for faces to try to get better at faces. Some of them are pretty ugly, but I really like the eyes, and I also really like what I was able to do with these mouths here. I had fun doing that, and I felt accomplished afterwards. And then here's some more faces, kind of putting those elements together with the different kinds of mouths and eyes for different faces, and figuring stuff out, even if some of them are pretty horrible. And then all these keys were inspired by my family did an escape room. There were 9 of us all together, and there were so many keys in that room. It was a pirate-themed escape room. It was a ton of fun, which I'll talk a lot about in my my Cannon Beach vlog that will be coming out sometime in a while-ish, because it's going to take a long time to edit. But here's a bunny, because there are bunnies at Cannon Beach, which is when I was drawing these. And then this is just a tree and a little pine cone. And then what's all this nonsense? Mostly scribbles, but kind of bunny-themed scribbles. And this is more stuff inspired by the pirate-themed escape room. And more faces, horrible faces. and then I left that one because it all bled through, and then more faces, and I actually kind of like this one, so at least we ended on a good note. And then that's it. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully my voice will be back.